What's up everybody, welcome back to my channel. Hope everybody's having a fantastic day. Today we're going to take a look at something that, well, I've probably had for like 15 plus years, and we are going to replace it with something better. So a lot of people have never noticed that I don't have any visible computer speakers. I have computer speakers tucked in below and behind my desk, or behind the monitors you would say, which is not, not a great thing to do. You shouldn't do that because it really blocks your sound. But I don't really have much choice here with the monitors being so big. So those are Altec Lansing, a 2.1, so two satellite, I guess you would say, speakers up top with a subwoofer down below. And honestly, I've had these things ever since I can remember. It may be the only pair of computer speakers, desktop version, I've ever owned. But the line going from each speaker has a short in it, and this one right here always cuts out on me. And you can wiggle the speaker around a little bit. Sometimes you can get it to work, sometimes you can slap the desk. But 90% of the time, it is not working, and I'm really just fed up with it. I've dealt with it for about a year, and it hasn't been getting worse. It hasn't been, 100% bad the whole time. But now it is time to do something about it. The $20 set of speakers are going out. Now here is the replacement. Logitech. Gotta go with Logitech products. They're fabulous. I've been using them forever, and one of my favorite companies, to be honest with you. Got this thing in here tight. So what we have here is a Logitech Z623. So this is also a 2.1 style surround sound kind of speaker system. It's not really surround, it's only 2.1, which means you only get your two front speakers and a sub. Surround sound will be 5.1. It would be 4 speakers, 2 front, 2 back, with a center. And then a 5.1 would have a subwoofer. So that is how that works. This being a 2.1 is exactly what I have. Just going to be a whole lot better quality, and also going to be a whole lot louder. These are 400 watts. Pretty sure those were like, I'm thinking 40, which I don't need the power. I need something that's going to work every day. These things are quite heavy too. Here is the 2 speakers. Here is an audio cable. And here, the rest of this box must be the subwoofer. Whoa. I'm actually really surprised how big this subwoofer is. It's easily like 2.5 times the size of my old one, which probably had a 3-inch speaker in it. I mean, it is very, very small. And these right here are really heavyweight too. And I like that because mine are so cheap and lightweight. You're constantly, like, if you tug on your mouse too hard, the wires will connect and rub against each other, and it'll just spin my speaker around, and it's annoying. So these being heavier, hopefully they'll keep their place more. And with having heavier duty wires on these things, I think it'll be a whole lot better anyway. So I'm going to take all the plastic off these parts, and we are going to get it hooked up. I've also got to get the old set out of there and probably kick it in the road or throw it in the trash or try to rope somebody in with the wires because it's completely pointless to own anymore. Okay, so I got these things taken out of the box. Big old subwoofer and 2 monitors for the front. So these are about 7 inches tall. It's just about the same height as the ones I already have, but I can already tell a ton better quality. Even the building materials are better. They're like a hard plastic with metal around these rings and stuff. So one thing I noticed on these hookups, this thing has like an aux style hookup for the left speaker front, and this right speaker that has all the controls and all your adjustments has a VGA hookup, I guess because you have so many different things you can do with it. But I thought that was kind of weird that they're connected via those things, especially this side being that. And I've never seen a VGA hookup on an audio device before. Also have this audio transfer cable to go to your computer or whatever kind of device you're trying to play audio through. I'm going to be using it for the computer because my old set, this cord was built in, so I have to use this now to go through between both of them. So on the subwoofer, if we spin it around, we've got the power cord at the bottom. We've got the left speaker hookup. We've got the VGA for the right speaker. Got the audio output going to the computer. And then 2 auxiliary audio inputs. If you're playing from some other device, you can put those through here with the, I believe it's just left and right coming in. Pretty simple on that. Now this speaker for the left does not have anything connected to it or any adjustments. It's just going straight to the subwoofer. This one, however, has your power on and off right there. It's got your master volume, which you can like set to one thing and leave it and use your computer volume, which is probably what I would do. Or you could turn your computer volume all the way up and then use this knob to adjust your volume externally on this at all times. And then your dedicated bass hookup on the right side. Now panning to the left, on this side you've got an extra audio aux input. So if you want to play your music through a phone, not an iPhone obviously, but any other type of phone, iPod or anything like that, old school, goes in right there, and headphones on top, which is very cool. I can hook straight into that right there versus going to my computer at every time to plug in headphones if they're not USB powered. So as of right now, I'm very impressed with this set of speakers. It is way nicer than I thought it was going to be at just $100 or $99 on sale. It's come out quite a few years ago, so this thing is, came down in price, but it's super high quality materials. I really like it. Makes that other set just look like crap, like it's built out of garbage. So now I get to clean up the floor and get all this crap out of my way and make it to where it's not dog toys for my little buddy Max. Alright, so I got the floor cleaned up before this little rascal got all the parts and all the trash and destroyed it through my house. So now we're gonna get the old speaker system out. Ain't that right, boy? What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Speaker Demolition. Piece of craps. Alright, I believe we got everything hooked up. Let's see what it does on the computer. Oh, good Lord. You guys have no idea how good this sounds. This thing is completely in a different world than my other speaker setup. It's ridiculous. This thing at half throttle is putting out so much more volume than my other one. And with the bass literally at 12 o'clock, volume and bass at 12 o'clock, the bass is legit shaking my entire room. The camera is probably vibrating because my entire office feels like it's under an earthquake. I'm not exaggerating either. It's like I haven't seen anything like this in something this small ever. This is so much power out of these three little things. I'm really, my mind's blown right now. So what I normally do is find whatever maximum volume I want on the speaker setup to output, and I leave it. And then I adjust the overall volume from my computer from there on out, just because it's easy. You can do it all from the screen, all from your controls. I actually have a custom function button on my mouse that I programmed to go up and down on the volume, so my hands don't even have to leave the mouse and keyboard. But this thing sounds legit crazy. As of right this second, I am 125% happy with this purchase. So I know what you guys are thinking. Zach, why didn't you just go out and buy some studio pro quality monitors or speakers for your desk setup? You're kind of into all these nice expensive things that make everything sound and look better. So why didn't you just go that route? And I have the answer. There's actually three parts. Part number one is price. They're really expensive. To get something this a good size that'll kind of amplify the room really well, you're going to spend at least $100 a piece. You're going to have a left and a right, not including all the cabling, and or you're going to have an audio interface to run them. You're going to have something to kind of be the middleman between your speakers and your computer. For an example, some studio monitors that are run via XLR cable have to use one of these. This is called an audio interface. This is what your XLR cables look like. So red and the blue right here, one for left, one for right, and this is the end of the cable. So XLR has three prongs inside of it, and they're pretty expensive to buy. A power cable just like this run to each studio monitor. So that's a whole lot of cables and money and clutter, in my opinion. Now for the final reason is size. So this is my studio monitor. I've got two of these. They're Mackies. They are, I believe, 5-inch speakers with a tweeter. They sound ridiculous. They're way louder than that. Don't get me wrong. That is super loud. But these things right here are professional grade speakers. I believe I paid $150 a piece, maybe $200 a piece for these. Very expensive. May have been $300 a piece. But look how big they are. Alright, so just for a comparison, look how big this monitor is compared to my setup. If I was to throw that, or two of these in here, my desk needs to be 2 foot longer. A foot and a half each way, a foot each way, however you want to do it. But I don't have enough space for that. Now if I keep these tucked in the back, which is not the correct way to use them honestly, but they're plenty enough for me to listen to stuff off of my PC, and I don't have to deal with the clutter and or size that these master things take. So there is the 3 reasons why I chose to go with a cheaper, very nice speaker setup for my PC over this expensive monitor type. This is super expensive, and you know, really it takes up so much room. And if I had unlimited funds and a massive place to fill up for an office, yeah, I'd probably go that route. Them things sound incredible. But for right now and for my space and what I need, them things really, they was fine for me for 15 years, and now I've got something that lasts me another long time and sound amazing. So with that being said, I hope you enjoyed the video, and I hope now you understand that you don't have to buy all this nice, expensive, big stuff to get a good sound. Those sound fabulous, and they're tiny. Well, they're big, but they're smaller than something like this size right here. So if you haven't already, consider subscribing. Hope everybody has a great day, and I will see you in the next video.